faked it, anything. And that looks really, really good. Stadium, oh, inside, it catches the bottom left lip, but it's the follow-up taking the lead. The Stadium High School for the first time in the series.
Looking to pull out a thrifty round themselves, and you see Dan beginning to shift through mid here. Has a little help from Zan. The strike for the smoke, and he finds Laparl and Oda. And with that, the blind Zin gets one as well.
Oh,
the
no!
into mid, and Zin's on fire.
They got to do exactly that. Hasn't gotten a percentage at all, and no hit so far on this second stop. Spugo looking really good so far, only 11%, and going down, way down under, and living still. And we are live here with one more week of WSSEA Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with a matchup between Lynden against Central Kitsap. My name's Spicy. I'm joined on the mic here with the one, the only, Cherry J. How are we doing today?
It's going to be a big matchup, and I'm super excited. Last week of the season, Lynden Varsity versus Central Kitsap Varsity. Big game for sure. Spicy. And we got two good teams here, and obviously, this is a big game, so I'd love to get your thoughts. Now, you know these teams better than I do. How do you think these teams could go down? Do you think we could possibly see this go down to the wire in a fifth and final map, sorry? Or do you think this could possibly be a sweep?
I think it's going to be very close. Maybe that's a little biased because I want it to be very close. These two teams, they're kind of like long stays. They've been around since the beginning of WSSEA pretty much. So they're like mainstays in the Washington high school esports scene. And they've had like pretty much a rivalry going of sorts since like the very beginning. Very even. They're tied here with the same record at 6 wins, 1 loss. Both only losing to the one undefeated team so far in their conference. And you mentioned it, it's a big game here. Last week of the regular season, there's a lot of players here who are like, not only are they like the top pretty much of this entire league, you're like pushing the collegiate level, which is some of the notes I've been looking at here. So definitely a lot of talent so far, especially when you look at like the rosters overall.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because I think based off what we heard from the coaches, based off what we heard from the players, it definitely could go either way. And we see the rosters, very large rosters of players that could possibly just be that practice to help get everyone up to par, up to standard for what you want in a team. So I'm looking forward to this. We do see the captains of both teams. Obviously, Central Kitsap, definitely interesting. Seeing them with two different captains, possibly a co-captain situation, and then we see XL3129 as well with that solo captain. Personally, I don't know about you, Spicy, but I certainly think that having one player to really lead the team can be a little bit stronger than having two that kind of have to overlap ideas. So I think that I'm going to favor Lynden High School in this just because of that kind of team dynamic that they would have going.
Oh, I can definitely understand that point here. Yeah, Lynden also, with that like smaller roster, there's also players who are not really fighting too much, like who gets to start there. Meanwhile, Central Kitsap, like the whole thing about WSSEA Smash format is that throughout the week, these players are kind of fighting each other just for a spot to play, and like they're ranking pretty much within their own team that determines what spot they play in this rest of this matchup. And you mentioned how Central Kitsap, two captains here that have to like fight through different ideas. You get the goods, you get the bads, some from that. The same thing with just having a slightly larger roster. Could definitely see Lynden with a slightly smaller roster, one captain to kind of focus, leading the way. That could be their key to victory here, just being out that organizational aspect of things before we even start. But speaking of like organizations and all that. We want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for powering today's stream. Thank you to their incredible support. We are able to bring this broadcast to all of you, helping showcase the amazing talent in Scholastic Esports. And let's always show our appreciation to Zotac by giving them a shout out on social media. Make sure to join the community on Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotacUSA whenever you guys post. We're going to be getting into this matchup soon, and you were talking about it. Really close. Should be an absolutely electric match, and I'm hyped. It's going to be a great things here, especially when we have the lineups we got, and just knowing what's at stake here.
I think, yeah, you're not wrong. I like this though. I think I like this a lot because having the first player be that rank 5, it does give you a situation where you gotta make sure they're gonna come out the gate strong. And I think, I don't know. I think for that, I'd probably go. It's like a 50-50. Game 2, I mean, just based off of what we're seeing, I'd favor the side of Central Kitsap Varsity just because that second player they're going to be throwing out is one of their captains. So it would make sense that they're good at the video game. Maybe that's not the case. I don't know. What do you think? You got any thoughts off your hand, or are we just going to go into this open-minded?
You mentioned actually the captains of Central Kitsap aren't exactly like the number one players on their own team. I didn't notice that until you brought it up, and that's actually really interesting because with captaining, you have like that sense of leadership there, and that's like really impactful, I think, here, especially on Central Kitsap. Let's say that their first player loses their first game, loses the first 2 points. You kind of having the poise from a captain kind of bring them back. That's going to be clutch there. Before we get into that, though, we're going to get off with this first matchup. Homie Cheese, the Joker from Lynden High School, Central Kitsap, going with Ipak here with the blue Yoshi. Interested to see this matchup here. Characters with a lot of offensive potential as well. Could be seeing some great combo games going. And you mentioned it, this first game, a lot to really ride on, especially being able to get this start early, get some momentum, build it for the rest of your team along the way.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a bit of range there for both players as well. So obviously, if you're playing that Joker, you're really just trying to climb that bar, get everything out on your side. But if you're this Yoshi, you certainly want to be playing aggressive. And they are going to be able to do that really, really well. Already, though, bar gets filled, and now is Yoshi running for the hills, trying to keep that verticality online, and we'll see whether or not they can get away.
Yeah, you're starting to see a little bit of a hit and run here from this Yoshi. I like that. You wanted just like kind of get away from the Arsene built up now from this Joker. Such a character with a lot of great punish options here. And you're just seeing a hard time just trying to weave in, get something going. This is a great movement from this Yoshi, just with the dash dancing back and forth on the ground, but also using the great airspeed of the character. And suddenly that meter is basically just completely gone. Arsene no longer on the screen here. This Joker now trying to see if they're able to either build up some meter to get back this Arsene, go back into that special mode, but also just trying to stay alive here. This Yoshi already putting this Joker here 115, trying to get even higher, maybe able to take this first stock. Does so beautifully with that up air.
Really like that. Now with that bar completely back down to 0, we'll see whether or not bow and arrow will be shut down, but I think realistically Homie Cheese will probably be able to get this stock before they really need to get too much of a disparate. Oh no, already almost equalized.
Saying, yeah, taking them for a ride there with that up air string, just able to combo like multiple of that, especially going up, going down as well. Suddenly the meter already online. Arsene in play, has to burn it a little more here. You're wasting a lot of time now, and that's great to see if you are this Yoshi from Central Kitsap. Almost able to take away this second Arsene here, and this Joker struggles, not able to get the stock once again, and has to figure out some kind of option to equalize the game here at 2 stocks apiece. You see the smash attacks being thrown out. Up tilt not going to connect here at this time either. But this Yoshi doing a great job of maximizing their advantage here on this stock. Hasn't lost it yet. Trying to find another up air. Not able to do so as this Joker once again struggling to find this stock. Still trying to find an answer here in game 1.
Oh, 125% bow and arrow off the map, and they will be brought down. Equalized 2-2, however, definitely not an equal situation, 107%, and realistically, this Yoshi is going to be able to get this stock. We saw them able to get some really good combos on earlier. This time, however, it's not going to be as easy.
Yeah, much more difficult here. You mentioned the higher percentage. Like, Yoshi has some options here. You go for maybe up tilt into up air to get something going, but Arsene once again in play here from Homie Cheese from Lynden's varsity program. Now having to see what are they going to be able to do at this point. You're looking for maybe an option to answer with a lot of damage with this Joker, especially able to get something going with this down throw, not able to follow up with the up air, ends up whipping, but this side B usage, you mentioned projectiles earlier on here, kind of able to play a bit of a spacing game, and it's led to a nice attempt to equalize it, but you see the Yoshi this time with the neutral air, able to get this stock, sends this Joker now to their final.
Yeah, 98% already being launched in the air, able to get back down grounded, and he's trying to make something happen. Bow and arrow, they want to make this stock go their way before down to 1. It doesn't really matter either way. Obviously, this is a best of 3. Back onto the ledge. Yoshi as well. Can get back on it. A tail hit to really knock him off balance. Lynden, or sorry, not even Lynden. That's going to be the side of the Lynden High School, though. Can go down to a 54%. Already seeming as if this game is over. Oh, no. This actually is seeming over.
It's so close at times here. You saw that this Yoshi was going for those forward air attempts, trying to take this stock with authority. This Arsene not going to be able to last much longer here as Joker now at 97%, no meter. There's another tilt. Try to set up for another aerial attack. That's a great tech chase opportunity, but Lynden stays alive here. Homie Cheese able to keep going here, but there's the back air, not going to lead to that last hit though, which sends it all the way forward, and here we are. This is opportunity for Central Kitsap to just secure the deal here. Another tilt, trying to just get this stock now here at 150%. Down air on stage, not going to be the stock yet. The counter coming out as well. Both of these characters are at 170%. An unreal situation to be here, as now Joker able to send this to a final stock situation, but has to face a large percentage deficit.
Yeah, it's a final stock, but it's not going to be too much, and that's going to do it. 178 to force into the air, and Central Kitsap High School will go and win out game number 1. That's a good start, but they really do have to win it out because that is only 1 in a best of 3 situation. So honestly, it was close enough. If you want to switch characters, if you're Lynden High School, maybe you do that. Try and find some kind of new talent because Homie Cheese certainly somebody who can put up a performance as we saw towards the end there.
Yeah, I really liked what Homie Cheese was doing towards the end, and it takes a lot just to live to that kind of percent, especially as Joker without the Arsene meter. You notice that like by the end of that last stock, they were at 207% after the up smash, which ended up sealing the game. But to even last that long, Yoshi is a character that finds stocks relatively early. You saw great usage of the aerials, great usage of smash attacks, just set up for all of those offensive opportunities. So the fact that Homie Cheese was able to live as long as they did with their Joker, pretty impressive to say the least. I'm wondering if maybe we're going to a different stage just to kind of go for a different playstyle here. You mentioned maybe looking into a different character. I wouldn't be surprised. Yoshi, especially in this kind of format, is a kind of a difficult character to play around just because a lot of Yoshi's moves, especially in the air, relatively safe. You don't have to have too much commitment, and you get a lot of value off of that instead. We are locking a double counter pick from both of these players. We are going to see a Sonic and a Hero matchup. Was totally not expecting to see both of these players switch it up.
Definitely not what I would have expected. Well, I think it kinda is weird though. Central Kitsap. Oh, I guess they swapped sides as well. So, was I unfamiliar about the rules in which this game is to be played? Okay, well, apparently we're already down a stock. I like this though. I think Hero is good if you're down a stock because that means that you can kind of get that self-destruct possibly and do something along that line. And I don't know. What do you think?
It's interesting here. First of all, it's weird to see that it looks like Central Kitsap their player switched off the Sonic, and like you can switch off characters even after you win. Typically, you only see it from the person who loses the first match, but you are able to switch off here. But now to see them switch to Sonic, they lost that first stock to a self-destruct, unfortunately there, and find themselves in a large percentage deficit, trying to play aggressively here, but that up B here from this hero who's now out of mana almost here, only at like 21, trying to just kind of gain anything back here. You alluded to some of the magic options that hero has. They are going to lose the stock but gain all of their mana back here, which is great to see. This is such a dynamic matchup in a way. Sonic is just so fast, controls the pace of the game, while hero with so many different options, you're kind of just able to control space, control like pretty much anything around, where Sonic just struggles to move in a way. So it's just that kind of battle. Who's able to wake up space? There's the kamikaze, and that's actually going to steal this, taking this to a last stock situation. Explosive start, and it's only been the first 2 stocks.
Immediately, though, it's not going to be too favorable. With Bow and Arrow able to take the advantage once more, we'll see whether or not they'll be able to keep this up. Obviously, Homie Cheese, they're going to be in a rough spot. It's as you said, this Sonic completely controls the tempo, already connecting to grab, looking to go in aggressively, able to do it, bringing it up to 60%.
60% solid here for this Sonic. You like being able to play with the lead. They're finding their footing in a way. You see them able to chain all of these movements into the homing attacks. Already setting up at a 109 here. Hero has to find the answer. What is Homie Cheese going to be able to do to respond? Critical hit from any of these smash attacks might actually steal the stock here as well. That homing attack, oh, into the stage spike. Oh, well, that was a trap if I've ever seen one. The hero, Homie Cheese, able to send the Sonic under the stage. The Sonic tries to recover, ends up landing into the up B tornadoes, which sends him into the stage, unable to tech it. That ends up being the way for Lynden to get game 2. We're going to a deciding game 3 here in this first match.
I don't know if the Sonic was a troll pick or what, but the fact that that just happened is absolutely insane. Central Kitsap, they're not out of the woods just yet. Lynden has brought it back. It really is off the back of Homie Cheese. It's going to a game number 3. Obviously, this is the least impactful, with the first 2 games only being worth 2 points, but it is still just that tempo starter and that just kind of mood setter that lets you get back into this game, lets you have fun, and we'll see whether or not they will be able to make it happen. I mean, what do you think? You think we're going to be seeing even more character switches?
Looks like from the side of Homie Cheese on Lynden, they're thinking about it. And like, after all that, I wouldn't be surprised, consider like, I like their Joker a lot. I thought there was a lot of potential there. I wouldn't be surprised if from Central Kitsap we see them go back to the Yoshi. The Sonic was playing well, with the exception of like the unfortunate self-destruct on the first stock and then missing the tech there in the end. Okay, we are going back to the Yoshi here, which so both the characters that have won the previous games are going to be back here. So here now, Central Kitsap running with the Yoshi one more time. The hero staying the course here for Homie Cheese and Lynden. And really, anyone's guess here with who's going to be able to win this. So this could be absolutely insane from this now, seeing who's going to be able to win this first matchup.
Oh, we will see Dr. IPAC coming on in top. But I don't know, it's going to be very, very rough. At this point, 106 already. I mean, this is kind of what I assumed. You know, when we look at somebody like Dr. IPAC, when you're playing a character like Yoshi, you just get so much mobility, and against something like a hero where it's hard to kind of punish it. Unlike what it is with a Sonic, where it's like you just got to hit them while they're in the ball. Like, this is such a rough spot, and I think that, the bulk up was a mistake.
Oh yeah, it's a rough time to go for the buff. Oh, and the magic burst gets canceled out there by the F-tilt there from the Doctor now. And this is looking to be an interesting matchup here. You're starting to see that Homie Cheese is low-key kind of bringing it back, but has to face a 100% deficit, making that now a stock as well as the Dr. IPAC now from Central Kitsap playing off to a great start here. Bounce now in play here from Homie Cheese. We're going to be able to reflect any eggs thrown their way, but hey, this Yoshi doesn't need to play from a distance. They're closing in now. We kind of saw them play a little bit hit and run last time that they were on Yoshi. Now they're just all up in your face, making great use of a lot of the attacks you were mentioning earlier and just playing so aggressive here.
Dr. Ipekak gonna be completely dominating the field. Look at that, 135%, not able to get anything in, kicking him right on into the face. Oh no, the edge guarding is strong from Central Kitsap High School. Let's see whether or not Dr. Ipekak can make it happen again. Obviously, 64% is likely that they lose another stock, but it doesn't seem like their momentum is shifting whatsoever. Already going to be able to get a good hit in.
Oh, and I like the use of Kaboom here from Homie Cheese. Able to use that long-range pressure here. Has to get a reverse 3 stock to be able to win this game, win this set in this first matchup. But now it's a matter of seeing if they're going to be able to take this first stock here. Dr. Ipekak doing such a great job here. Just being able to stay alive, navigate through the projectiles coming their way. Hatchet Man not going to connect here. As you see the Doctor once again putting in work and going to be able to go up with another up air, just trying to build this percentage. You love the use of the up tilt. Back air then falling into that with a drag down, and here we are, 95% here for Homie Cheese. Zooms away almost right into the up air there, which would have been a devastating blow. And now the Doctor one more time, just trying to see, is it going to be able to do something? Shields through the snooze, able to avoid the moves there, but unfortunately does lose the stock here, as Homie Cheese still has some fight left in them.
Yeah, they're able to get the 3 stock off the board and no longer going to have that capacity. However, it's not going to matter. Phenomenal ending to game number 1 and 2 points going over to Central Kitsap High School. I was a little bit cautious of how I thought they were going to be able to play into this matchup. However, you know what? They did it. They were able to completely dominate the battlefield after a rough game 2, and now, I don't know about you, but I think that they are certainly going to be looking like the school to beat.
I would agree here. Like, yes, that was only the first game. There's a lot of Smash Brothers still left to be played. But let's go back to something we talked about earlier on. You have one of the captains coming up now. It looks like Bow and Arrow is going to be up next for Central Kitsap instead of DDEF. So that's going to be really good for them here if they're able to just chain all of this into their captain coming up. Lynden, they have Skelly. Skelly, I remember seeing before, really solid player that have witnessed their play throughout the season so far. So Lynden definitely has a lot of great talent still left here, and I'm really excited to see what happens. Great matchup overall. The first one, we already saw it going to a game 3. I think that's just a little glimpse into what we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of this matchup, where we're probably going to be seeing more often, like these games being pretty back and forth here, and you love to see it here, especially with 2 teams that have a history of playing with each other.
I think coming into this next game, it really is going to favor Central Kitsap in my eyes. If this is the captain playing, I imagine that they're a strong player in all regards. Maybe not as good as some of the other ones, but obviously there's been time and time again where we've seen in sports and esports history where, like, captain, they are not the best player. But maybe it's like an IGL position. I don't know if that's like a thing.
Yeah, maybe.
That, like, these, yeah, you know, maybe it's like somebody who's just like there to like help, and they're maybe like a coach or something like that, but they can't really do it all themselves. Who knows? Maybe they aren't going to be as amazing as I'm kind of making them out to be. But I'd imagine Lynden definitely has their work cut out for them.
I do think Lynden definitely has their work cut out for them. I know there's a lot of talent here from this Lynden varsity squad, but hey, you mentioned it before, mentioned it time and time again. Having any of your leaders start to come in, we're going to be seeing a pit against a Kirby matchup here for set number 2. It looks like from the side of Central Kitsap, they're going to be having the pit. Meanwhile, Skelly from Lynden Varsity is going to be playing this Kirby. Both of these characters pretty fundamental here. Kirby going to immediately go for these combos. We saw the use of the down air drill into the up tilt, into another aerial. Meanwhile, this pit got some combos of their own so far, loving the use of the down throw into the aerial chains as well. So both these characters, some offensive potential here, just trying to see who's going to be able to extend their combo game even further and maybe get the first stock.
Oh, Lynden, they are looking good. Skelly's got them off the edge. However, the percentage is not in their hands. Never mind, bow and arrow, or not bow and arrow, sorry, that's my DDEF taking this advantage 100% already. Maybe they can bring it back, and that's going to do it. Central Kitsap already on the back foot.
Yeah, you'll love to see the start here from Skelly. Kirby is a character with a lot of great kill options here. The smash attacks in particular do so much knockback, and they come up pretty quickly as well for a character that doesn't normally have so many fast moves. I love the use of stone to kind of prevent any type of offensive follow-up here from Central Kitsap, and Lynden already putting up a great start here. Love the use of the roll, able to dodge that forward smash, throwing out that down there once again as well, just trying to get anything going. Forward throw, the shield coming out to kind of counteract here, but look at all of this. Skelly is on a tear, already at 90% here against Central Kitsap, not losing this first stock quite yet, as the forward throw not going to be able to take a stock yet here either. Gotta dig a bit deep here so far on this first stock. Stone not going to be able to connect, goes right into the forward smash, and we're tied at 2 stocks apiece for now.
Ooh, bow and arrow. Not bow and arrow, sorry. That's going to be DDEF at 101% already on the back foot once more. Kirby's wanting to go on aggressive here. There's going to be the grab, able to get comboed up and around. They're going to go for the down smash, but not going to work in their favor. Up tilt's going to be able to get something. However, the neutral into the auto. Oh my god, wait, this might be bad, but that extra amount of jumps you get from the Kirby, not going to matter. Capitalize upon once more with the grab out, and Lynden High School might not be the greatest situation.
Yeah, suddenly we thought Lynden was off to a great start there, and now all of a sudden it's gone real close, real quick here. You'll have to admit the poise from these Central Kitsap captains are insane so far, able to bring it all the way back. They are going to lose their second stock to that Kirby back air here, but hey, this is a great position to be in considering what was happening on that first stock. F smash ties it up. We're 0-0 here on the last stock in game 1 of this second set. You see the Kirby low profiling that grab, not able to get grabbed at that point here, but this pit once again finding these great options, loving the follow-ups from this down throw, and kind of pouring it on here with this pressure. Already taking this Kirby up to 43%, and against a light character like Kirby, you might be able to get an early stock here on this last stock.
71. Despite how this game was looking, it really is equalized, and honestly not even equal. At this point, it's been completely Lynden High School who's been just dominating this match, and look at this, going really under, making sure that the attacks are going to be awkward, and I love how this Kirby's been playing this. Their micro has been amazing when it comes to how they position themselves. There's arrows coming through left and right, over none able to connect, trying to charge up an attack, but Lynden doesn't let it connect. This might actually be an equalized situation once more, despite the detriment they were in. Oh my god. Very scrappy on the low ground, not able to connect arrows, and oh my god, just poking and prodding.
Oh, it's so close here. This matchup is so pivotal for both of these teams here. It's basically an even game now. And the back air going to come out. And that is going to be another game here for Central Kitsap. We thought Lynden was off to this great start. I thought they were in the lead. They were in control. But slowly but surely, Central Kitsap was able to equalize the game, take us to that last stock situation, end up being the team to get this first match here in set number 2, and what a game really it was from their side.
I definitely agree with you on that one. Lynden High School, definitely not in the worst situation. All these games have been close. That's also just one game. So realistically, I think either team could win this. When it comes to game number 2, we'll have to wait and see who's going to be able to take it. But look at that, Central Kitsap. They've already taken the first one. So Lynden, they just got to bring it back 1-1 like what we saw them do last set. But who knows? Maybe they'll be able to make it happen. Maybe it will be Central Kitsap going up 4-0.
Notice the Central Kitsap here also switches from regular pit to dark pit now, so slightly different arrows, slightly different side special as well. A lot more focus on power in a sense here from Central Kitsap now, instead of just rough things with the combo games and the neutral game as well. So you are seeing now, what is Skelly going to do here with this Kirby? They are off to this phenomenal start here in Game 1, but ended up letting it slip away towards the second and third stock especially. Has to see, what are they going to be able to do now? Especially with the great combo game Kirby has, and just navigating around the options that this Dark Pit is going to be throwing out here. Relatively even so far despite the percent deficit, but Kirby, a character who can definitely make something happen here, especially just have to dodge all these side specials, trying to get offense going of your own here on this first stock.
Skelly on a bad situation with 81% trying to equalize, but it's not going to work. DDEF's going to be able to combo them. Triple digits in the percentage, trying to get a downbeat, not going to be able to connect.
Ooh.
Instead, they will just go in, scrap it out, and that battle is going to work in their favor. The edge guarding works, and they go off ledge, and it will work. That gamble is amazing. They keep trying it, and they won't be able to connect on that fire. However, not going to matter. Bone arrow, and that's going to be DDEF making this back in their favor. 130%. DDEF's trying to get this equalizer on the stocks. However, it's just not there. We still see Skelly back up and running this game, but not for long.
Yeah, Skelly, it's so difficult to do what they just did with Kirby, a character that's so light and has to navigate so many hurdles when it comes to survivability, but did a great job there. Finds the down air, goes for the stone to make another big statement there, and you saw what happened, a bit of a role reversal. One character, one player gets up to this big start, and the other ones just bring it all the way back in. Suddenly now, Central Kitsap once again has a slight advantage in terms of percentage, as it's now virtually even here. You are noticing both these players playing so delicately around each other, just throwing out these aerials, playing for a lot of this spacing game. Great punish on the overextend from the dash attack, able to attack on some extra percentages here, but it's mid-80s now from both of these players, and with these characters, it might be close to see who's able to take this second stock.
Now, this equalized situation is no longer. It's going to be Lynden High School back on the back foot. Obviously, this is what you'd expect. DDEF, the captain, from the side of Central Kitsap. They're trying to make this work in their favor, but it's going to be back both players at that triple-digit mark. In Central Kitsap, they are in the lead. If you're Lynden High School, the pressure's on you to be able to equalize this 1-1. Can they make it happen? That's the question. But Lynden, they're in such a bad spot. The down smash going to be completely destroyed, and they should not have done that one. Hammer, what? Okay.
Yeah, interesting pull of the hammer there, and you hate to see that the down special stone was punished appropriately here from Central Kitsap. They air dodge down, able to recover thanks to the great up special here that this Dark Pit has. Going forward, the spike early on, they gotta end up finding the stock in a different way though, and after all of this, a really tightly contested set, Central Kitsap up 2-0 so far in overall matches, giving them 4 points here after the first 2 games.
Yeah, it's a big lead. However, it's certainly not over. This is where it starts to matter a little bit more, with the next game being that deciding factor. Will this go 3-4? Will this go and possibly become a little bit of a rough situation? That's the question. Central Kitsap, obviously, it's possible for them to lose, but I think at this point they definitely are going to be having that momentum, the moral favor, the mental favor. It's probably going to be favoring them a lot. So we'll see whether or not they will be able to keep up the momentum. Obviously, these games have been really close. First one was a little, honestly, I'd say even though the first one went to 3 different matches, I'd say that was a little bit less close than this last one, where it was really anyone's game. So I don't know. Obviously, these seed 3s, gonna be really important. The middle of the pack teams. What do you think?
Looking at this, you have Renicolai from Lynden, a very solid player in their own regard here. Lynden, I've mentioned before, top to bottom, they're a very good group with a lot of talent there to kind of work off here. If you're going to have a player here at this rank 3 matchup who is coming down 0-4, this is probably the player I'd want here. Meanwhile, from Central Kitsap, it's Okrusto, I think that is, with now, it looks like they're going to be playing Incineroar, so we're going to be seeing the Terry Incineroar matchup here. Terry, a character with a lot of great combo games, has the FGC mechanics as well, the auto turnaround, the motion inputs. Meanwhile, here from Central Kitsap, the Incineroar command grab character, a lot of great ways to just put out some big punishes here. It's going to be a pivotal matchup, as I've mentioned before, especially now. Okrusto from Central Kitsap able to maybe put a big dagger early on here, not able to clinch the matchup yet, but it could do such big things here for CK. Lynden here with Renicolai. This Terry has put in work before. Time to see if they could work their magic one more time, get some points on the board here for Lynden.
Okrusto, they're in a pretty big advantage, 90% already being found. They're just trying to get a grab in, but the grab will be capitalized upon with side of Nikolai going up and just kind of comboing them. Oh, but not for long. Pressed go and said, Lynden, you are going out my side. Central Kitsap has taken another small lead. 117% will be there. However, it's not going to be there for long.
Yeah, and it's so pivotal to not let Terry live past 100%. Once you activate that go meter, that Terry has access to 2 strong super special moves, which takes stocks notoriously early. But you get jab, jab, power dunk there, and that's able to secure this stock here. And see what's going to be the next option now for Renicolai and Lynden as they try to make their way back into this matchup. Love the use of Rising Tackle, able to act as a bit of an anti-air against that approach option. And you see the use of Crack Shoot as well as Rising Tackle one more time. Suddenly now, the Terry from Lynden has the percentage lead until losing it once again. Now Central Kitsap evening it up. It's so close in percentages now with these types of power on the board here. It could be anyone's game of who's going to be able to take this next stock.
Oh, 94% to 83. Basically anybody's game, but 150. You really got to finish this out. Will they be able to do it? Okrusto down. And that leaves them in such a rough spot. They still got to shut down this go meter. Can they make it happen? That's the question. The results seem to be no. There's a little bit of extra damage already being applied, but a great ender by the looks of it. Oh, not yet.
I would have thought that I would have been able to take the stock if it was a little closer to the right side of the stage. I think the left side really just made it difficult there, but it's important to get that go meter gone. And now here we are. You are seeing Renicolai with this Terry adding on a lot of percentage so far. Great bait and punish onto that revenge opportunity here from this Incineroar. Okrusto trying to find an opportunity one more time to see if they're able to get anything going here, but this Terry now with a big percentage lead and another good find with the Rising Tackle up special, able to just keep this offensive pressure going. But Incineroar, a character that has taken stocks at ridiculously early percents in the past, it can be anyone's game here. Don't let those percentages fool you. Whoever gets the next big hit could really just take this entire game.
Ooh, 131. We still see them clinching on. Oh no, Okrusto, such a high percentage. You really got to bring it back some way. Good combos are necessary. I think at this point you risk it for the biscuit, go off stage, but it won't work in their favor.
Yeah, have to go for something now, especially here. Harry at 97, you have to worry about that go meter potentially coming online. You're going to be seeing jab, jab, power dunk. Is that going to be able to take this stock? It does so from the top left corner of the stage here. Renicolai now from Lynden, able to get on the board early here in this game 3. Maybe send us to a very interesting spot here in the overall matchup, but that was just game 1. Still a very close matchup, especially near the end where it really felt like it could have been anyone's game.
This is the first time this series where we've seen Lynden off to that start that they really gotta like. I mean, Central Kitsap, they definitely have been showing time and time again that they are the team to be favorites. They are the challengers. They are the ones to come in and take the win. But Lynden High School, they finally started showing that they can win too. Ren and Kalai, they are somebody who might actually be able to bring this back to a pretty even scenario. I think if they win this, I think that I really do favor them, just because then that's 3-4, and then like, yeah, maybe not actually, because I feel like this game doesn't really matter. I feel, I don't know why, this is just my heart, I think that Seed 1 should go for Lynden Varsity. Seed 2, who knows, but I don't know. I just think that the fact that they're the captain of the team, they're on that Seed 1. Meanwhile, the Seed 1 from the side of Central Kitsap, they're not a captain. Like, I feel like that says something.
No, you have a good point there. X Factor, the #1 player from Lynden, has been considered to be one of the best players throughout the entirety of WSSEA. And not only is that just a comment from their coaches, but it's also something that passes through the eye test. They're legitimately one of the best players I've seen here within this high school esports scene. Before we get to that point, we have to go through the end of this third matchup, and then we got to go through that fourth. Maybe set up for Lynden to potentially make a comeback of their own here, but it all matters here still with this third matchup. You're seeing a great use of the ladder opportunity from Okrusto, just pounding it out with those up air chains. But then the rising tackle once again coming out. Love the use of the up special though, able to kind of just armor through any offense that was going to be put out. Gets the on stage spike there as well, trying to get anything going. Jab power down coming once again. It's a very explosive, very aggressive opening stock here, as both of these characters are suddenly at like a kill percent early.
Oh, look at this, 100%. However, the go meter, it doesn't seem to be stopped anytime soon. Oh, I thought they might have had it there, but not today. Central Kitsap, they're already on the back foot once more. You gotta shut this Terry down. They're in the air, but they just don't get spotted. Oh, but the belly slam might do it. Not just yet.
Oh, and the throwing out that move. The power guys are throwing it out twice. That took the first stock there, and it kind of an interesting trade. They just armored through anything now. But you see, this is a really scary position to be in if you are in Cineroar. Not only are you at high percent, but this Terry still has the go meter. If you don't take this stock now, the Terry is going to snowball and just really turn up and make things real difficult now for this Incineroar to get anything going. Oh, Crusto got to dig in deep here. You aren't going to get punished yet. You're kind of out of certain combo trees now with this ridiculously high percentages that we're seeing on both of these sides. That command grab is going to seal the Alolan Whip, as now we are 2 stocks apiece, but we're at 132, and that down smash going to send this Incineroar into a really rough spot, edge guard situation indeed. And now just trying to see what's going to be the option here from Okrusto after basically on an entire 100% deficit they got to work through.
Oh, Lynden 62%, 160 on the opposite side, but it's not going to matter. Setting back down to 0. Central Kitsap. This is where they really got to bring it back, because they're already on match point. You're already down. Will you be able to get back? I think the answer is going to be no. Obviously, 73 is a lot. 98 might have just done it. Bring me back to the situation. I think they can do it. But let's see.
It's so close now here, because after that was like an insane comeback just in that being able to bring it to that percentage. But now this Terry has that go meter, have to worry about anything going. Oh, they missed the side B, not able to get anything going. They used the neutral B to just be able to get anything going with that Darkest Lariat. The Buster Wolf not going to be able to connect here. Back throw going to be able to take this stock, and it's 1 stock apiece here in game 2. And after the lead that Rendicolai had with Lynden earlier on, I wasn't expecting expecting to see Okrasto dig so far deep, and here we are. This could be a pivotal moment throughout this entire matchup. Now, you love the use of the down tilt into the crack shoot once again. 98% gets revenge though. A lot of buffs coming out here. Jab, jab, power dunk. Not able to seal the stock just yet here. Radical Eye has another opportunity just to get something going, but now Okrasto still staying alive at 150 though. A lot of percentage here on the board. This could such a big moment for both of these sides.
157. That's gonna do it. Finally, Lynden High School takes some points. 3 for them, and that's gonna be all off the back of the one, the only Okrasto. A stellar performance in game number 3. Honestly, I think at this point you really can say it's a 50-50 for who's winning this game.
It's close. That's kind of the scary thing here. Like, yeah, you might not even be 50-50. Lynden got some momentum on their side, and then coming in, you got Home Slice coming up right after against Bow and Arrow, the other captain here from Central Kitsap. So this is an important matchup. I thought, and pretty much every matchup here, assuming that Lynden, they have to win this one to stay in it, I believe. So this is going to be pretty much your entire match on the line now, going in at the rank 4 matchup, where Central Kitsap could clinch potentially here, put it out of reach for Lynden, but Lynden could just put themselves in going as to a deciding rank 1 matchup at the 5th matchup. So this is a great spot to be in. I'm really hyped to see how this plays out.
This match, it's finally to the point where it is necessary to win. If you are Lynden High School, you've only been able to collect 3 points. So you win this match, you win the next match, you will be able to take it. But those 2 first losses, they might not mean a whole ton in comparison to the ending ones. But it really is that decider when it comes down to it. If you lose here now, it is over. Central Kitsap, I mean, I think you gotta imagine that they're gonna probably win this. You have to win 2 games in a row, but Ocasio was a great choice to bring it forward.
Oh, this is such a big matchup here in terms of these characters. Kazuya Mishima coming out now from Bow and Arrow of Central Kitsap. Meanwhile, Home Slice, the Sephiroth out of Lynden. We saw what Terry was able to do in that last game with the fighting game mechanics here. Now Kazuya, a whole nother beast here with just a insane number of inputs you got to do for some of these things, the timings for certain options. You kind of see them actually kind of playing in the zoning range here, using a lot more of this Devil's Laser. Now just able to just kind of space out a character like Sephiroth, who just kind of wants to space out their own, this time with a sword though. So interesting use of like kind of the overall fundamental, just the footsies here, just seeing who's going to be able to navigate their way around this neutral game. Love the up smash. You see that the one-winged angel mode is now in play here from this Sephiroth, giving them an extra jump as well as some extra speed, extra power. But the rage drive also up from this Kazuya. Both of these characters, their DLC mechanics are on full stride, as now it's a matter of seeing who's going to be able to take this first stock.
Oh, but it's gonna be the Sephiroth, the Lynden High School, wanting to bring this to game number 5. In terms of importance, it's so necessary to get this first win. And the commanding grab brings them down in the laser. Oh my gosh, another laser sniping them out of the air. Who needs this when you have a ray? This is insane, and a final grab to throw him off the map.
And that's not the type of Kazuya gameplay you normally see, relying a lot on the lace, but when you have it in those moments to kind of act as the edge guarding tool necessary, that was perfect use of that, setting up the percentage, and then the command grab once again, that ends up taking the stock here. 2 stocks apiece. The Sephiroth, the Home Slice, playing pretty well so far. The great use of that counter to send this Kazuya off stage and this situation, but they activated the rage drive, paralyzed into the combo tree once again, and this is a really scary spot with the rage drive command grab especially. This might take the stock here, and the Sephiroth is suddenly down to their last life.
Oh, home slice. Despite the advantage they were in, it started to falter. They gotta close this stock out, and they gotta close it out fast. We already see back on stage, trying to make something happen. Not able to do it just yet. Still 0%, and that might just do it. Bow and arrow down for the count. One remaining stock needing to equalize, but right now, home slice doesn't let it happen. Oh, home slice trying to get the extra aggression, sliding right on into him, going for some aerial attacks, and they will make it happen. 57%, not a whole ton in comparison to what this Casio can output, but certainly a lot.
It's such a scary spot. These are the last two characters you want to see on either side in a last stock situation. Up smash not going to connect. You see the jabs coming out now from the Sephiroth. Just going to be that little boxing option here just to space it out. Up air, the falling option actually going to be used beautifully, but there's the trip. Not going to be able to take the stock yet, but Rage Drive is in play. The specials now coming out from both of these sides. Up smash not going to connect. There's the Rage Drive though. Not going to take the stock here, but 100% on both sides. The laser once again coming out here as an edge guarding option. Counter knock is actually going to take the late effect. Up smash also going to whip, and this Kazuya sent off stage one more time. Has to live the down air. Not going to be able to get the edge guard. It's so close. 130 basically from both of these sides. The laser coming out one more time, and it is just down to the wire here on this last stock. The dash attack going to come through, seals the game, and Central Kitsap 1-0 so far in this fourth match.
Central Kitsap taking this first game with stride, a very close, down to the wire performance. Lynden High School, they were close, and it really was home slice's unfortunate demise. But you know what? I gotta say, I think it's possible. I think that this definitely could be going back to a game number 3. We'll have to wait and see. But I definitely want to see it because they looked so good there. Both players putting up a crazy performance, making you on the edge of your seat. Like, that was absolutely absurd.
That was absurd. That's actually the best way to put it here. Back and forth pretty much. When you think one player was really establishing an advantage, the other one just denied everything there. I'm thinking back to that second stock, bow and arrow, kind of bring it all the way back, able to then get the command grab, this kind of seal it, take us to that last stock there. Meanwhile, you saw home slice get off to like an earlier lead there in the last stock, and then bow and arrow once again, it's just like bring it back. And like both these players, like they kept it so close, and like there were multiple times just in that last like 15 seconds alone where I thought someone was going to be able to find that one hit, and you love to see that here in a game 3. What a counter pick opportunity here. We see go from the Sephiroth now to the King DDD as home slice going to pick out this penguin with this hammer, trying to see if this is going to be the option to take down Kazuya.
You know, I like it because this Casio is playing from range a lot, so going for something like this does kind of give you a good helping hand, maybe? We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it's certainly paying out dividends already, but will it be able to collect interest? That's the question, and the answer seems to be yes, 60% already, and still nothing applied. However, command and grab does get activated, trying to make something more. Oh my god, this King DD has been great so far in this game, but not for long, with 62% already being found out with no real pressure being applied.
Now, and it's one of the interesting things here. The DDD is kind of just this matchup check where a lot of players don't know how to go against DDD. They don't really know the counterplay because it's not a common character necessarily here. Kazuya, relatively common on the other hand. Meanwhile, DDD, big hitbox. It leads to combos like that where you see multiple ways to just tack on percentages early on, and how at this latest percent, the jet hammer coming out from the right side of the stage, then all the way to the left, and that's going to be the wild card option, really just showing out, and that's going to take the first stock. What an option to bring out.
Oh, but right now this Kazuya has been under attack, and they haven't been able to find any real answer. That might just do it. Under 55. You need to be a little bit cautious now if you're this King DDD. Oh, that's a great idea. Throw him off the edge. Make him work for it.
I love just using the throws, just to grab games, and even the inhales as well, just to use that as your option to navigate around. That command grab isn't going to take the stock at 174. This DDD is so much weight, and it throws the hammer out one more time. Rage drive is an option here now for this Kazuya, and this is such a big changeup now. Home slice at 192, still on their first stock, able to find the forward tilt again, and it's just putting on so much punishment. Finally loses their stock to the up air on stage, but 114 has already been put out onto this Kazuya, and this is not at all like what I was expecting here. We love the adjustments being made here from Home Slice now with the new character.
Oh, this Kazuya really in a bad spot. Oh no, oh no, oh. That might just do it. I think we're going to a game 3. I mean, at 0%, full stock up, and still going to be able to keep your weight in. Maybe not for long with 50%, trying to eat him up, but that eat him up will not work at all. You're forced back onto the ledge, trying to make something, and this Kazuya is going to be able to capitalize on all of your misfortunes.
I love the use of the inhale against the lasers, because you mentioned before that like this Kazuya is using a lot of like the lasers to kind of zone out here, and this is like your pseudo reflector in a way for this King DDD, where you're actually able to just take the laser, inhale it up, and swallow it right back. It's a bit of a great counterplay, honestly. I love to see that kind of innovation in this matchup, and this is such an amazing sense of just being able to know what to do. The jet hammer, oh, the intimidation tactic coming through, not able to find the stock that time, but here we are, bow and arrow at 85%, able to armor their way through against Home Slice, and we're at a last stock situation. Kazuya is not a character you want to be in this spot against, though. If they find any one of these combos, this could be a disaster. Meanwhile, Home Slice gotta find one more opportunity, send us over to this game 3 here in this 4th match.
Oh, 114%, able to get a good hit in, but it's just not gonna matter. The slam dunk Aruni trying to make it way in, and it's gonna be happening right on here. This King DDD trying to go in very aggressive off the side, but it still isn't there. Both players trying to play from range. The caution and the discipline is here. Will they be able to work it out? That's the question.
It's so pivotal right now. This DDD is at 97. They've lived to a high percent before, but that forwarder coming out, not taking the stock just yet. The Gordo, that could have been insane if you saw that falling Gordo option. Oh, the Gordo coming out one more time. Not going to take the stock at 177. Have to watch for that lingering hitbox. Jet hammer in play. You're going to start taking some damage soon. Missing the option. Oh, misses the forward smash. They're all missing. Electric comes through, and the off B gets whiffed. Up there also not going to connect with the up tilt. Sends us to a game 3.
That was insane. Lynden High School keeping themselves alive on game point, 4-3. After a crazy game 1, a crazy game 2, we're heading to the 3rd. I mean, if you're Central Kitsap, that's gotta feel strenuous after such a long game. To fall down there is absolutely heartbreaking. Can they bring it back? That's the question. I think the answer is most likely yes. We'll have to wait and see, but oh god, that is tragic.
You could have sealed the entire match right there, but if you were able to take out that King DDD, but like the DDD pick was just so unexpected. I don't think that Bow and Arrow really had a game plan for it. You saw them kind of developing it towards the end, bring it all the way to that really close last hit situation. But now we're going into this game 3 in this 4th set, and really anyone's guess to what we're going to be seeing. I'm wondering if the stage selection, if we're sticking with Kazuya, is in play. If Home Slice is going to bring another character perchance, are we staying with the DDD or going to Sephiroth? Is there a third option I don't know about? It's really anyone's idea here. It's just such a pivotal moment for this matchup. Central Kitsap can clinch the entire match with this game 3. Lynden has a chance to send us to a deciding 5th match for locking in the same characters. And this one, after that last game, this one should also be absolutely electric.
Oh, this is it. This is where it's going to come down to the end. Lynden High School, will they be able to make it happen? Bring us to a fifth game that really matters, or Central Kitsap? I mean, they're already seeming to really want to do it 40%, and maybe we'll see some damage being applied, and it seems like that's the case. Going for a couple range attacks, trying to move forward, but nothing to really come of it.
Yeah, and this is such an important thing to note as well. The F Smash not going to seal the stock just yet, but here on Final Destination, this is where Kazuya thrives. Doesn't have to worry about the platforms, but you have to worry about that dash attack, catching the ledge options there as Home Slice taking the lead early on here, ends up losing out though, as now we're 2 stocks apiece, 0% here in this deciding game. And you see the offense coming out now from Bow and Arrow, going all the way down here, trying to see what we're going to have. We're already at 97, electric, up smash, 0 to death, and suddenly here we're in the set clinching stock.
Oh, look at this early damage as well. This is not good. Lynden High School, they are on the wall trying to get off of it, but it's just impossible. After a close game 1, a close game 2, this one seems almost impossible to win. They're almost down an entire stock right now, but they are finally able to move it back. Can they get it further? That's the question. And eating them up, sending them off stage. There's going to be the laser active, and it might get something, but no, no, no. All the way up to 92, now to activate the rage, and oh, it's going to be there, getting a little bit more durability, but that sturdiness doesn't matter.
Oh, and after all of that, the Kazuya just proves too strong. Bow and Arrow, the captain for Central Kitsap, is able to clinch it out. That adds 4 more points here for CK. That is going to be enough for them to end this matchup here. They're able to get the win before we go to this set 5. What a match that we just saw here. Absolutely close game 1 and 2, but in the end, it's CK who's able to win that set and win the overall match.
Oh my lordy lord, a crazy ending to game number 1. We do still have that set number 5, so make sure to stay tuned for that, because I'm sure with how good these players have been looking in that set 2, that set 3, that set 4, that set 5, it really has been crazy. But this is the number 1, the big dogs. Will this be a crazier matchup? Will Lynden be able to get a bit of a consolation? 4 points, possibly. Obviously, 7-8 looks a lot better than 12-3. Can't deny that one.
I can't deny that, but you can also not deny the absolute great work that LandFest has put in. Gonna give a quick thank you to LandFest for helping to build healthy communities through gaming. Over 20 chapters across the U.S. and over 150 events a year. Go to landfest.com and check out the Washington chapters, Infernoland and Emerald City LandFest to find an event near you. Meanwhile, we're going into this last matchup here. X Factor, the Sonic from Lynden against SMG, the Rob here from Central Kitsap. You already know that CK has clinched this matchup, but this is a big one here for at least some pride here. The best players from both these teams are in play now, and I know this. I've seen X Factor play a couple of times, and this Sonic has looked nigh untouchable at times here. Wondering if they're gonna do something else crazy, as there's some already great offense here in this so far close first game. You're loving the use of the footstool and the spring, and this offensive explosion so far. It's so hard for this Rob to get any footing.
Oh, I don't even know. 98% is so detrimental. 89, 94. Oh my gosh, both players are at such a bad spot, but it's just not going anywhere. It's a true and tried game, and it really does have to be this side, this Sonic to win. Because I mean, you guys have already shown that this is the player you want to work for. That's your captain. This is the player who's really been time and time again winning out, apparently, but apparently not. I mean, they will find that first off, but they're still at 117%, so it's a great start, but you really gotta make it better, and I think they can. Definitely a player who could, but with how they've been playing this Sonic, their piloting is amazing.
Yeah, you love just the offensive extensions being used. The movement of Sonic is just used to the fullest extent here. Able to use the spin dashes, the dash dancing, and really just all of this speed that this character has. The blue blur is just moving so well here. And SMG has to find something going. They're not able to land these big smash attacks. They're not able to land their projectiles. You love the use of the down tilts, trying to set up for the back air. Able to do so. Nice traps. But you're already at 85% here on your second stock. And X Factor, the living up to the name thus far, has looked to be a difference maker here for Lynden, even if this matchup doesn't count.
Ooh, X Factor trying to get the aggression in, pushing forward, dodging out on some of these lasers, and X Factor is the X Factor for Lynden High School. Will they be able to keep it up?
Ooh.
The answer is yes!
I love that up smash, that call out there to know exactly what they were going to do on ledge get up, knowing the neutral option was going to be selected. You love that. You love to see just the, not only the mechanics, but also just the mental game. But look at the reversal. X Factor gets sent down below. The down air, the quick spike. It's tied a piece here. And SMG has some tricks up their sleeve. Don't count this robot out yet here, as we're still in one stock apiece, anyone's game.
Oh, 67% X Factor, putting the X in that factor. Lynden High School takes the game 1. I mean, this isn't a consolation game, obviously. It doesn't really matter, but it gives me hope for the second set we will be going into. Oh my god, though. X Factor is a demon.
Yeah, you saw that Chaos Emerald being held in that victory screen. They had all of that going there in that ass stock. It's like, that's a call, that's a moment right there when you think of WSSEA. Like, they lose the stock really early to the unexpected down there. They got edge guard reversaled pretty much here by SMG. But like, yeah, like, it's like rare footage of X Factor actually angry. And then you just see the offensive explosion. Doesn't matter what happened in that last stock. They're able to just offense, take you to the left corner of this top stage, and then that ends up being the stock. You love to see that here from Lynden, just to get an extra 4 points if possible. Now time to see what's going to be the option now from SMG. We're going to, it looks like we're going to Smashville now. First time we're seeing that today. Back to another Animal Crossing stage and seeing if this single platform is going to be enough here, as you start to see SMG has some offense of their own, has some juice still to pump out here, and the down air coming out again. Not able to take the stock this time, but you know they're going for it early.
Loki, I thought that Rob down there was getting him down. But oh my god, Lynden High School, it's been X Factor time and time again. And this is absolutely crazy. Finally, we're going to be seeing some kind of pushback, but that's not going to be enough. By the way, oh my god, I thought they had him there. But this is going to be a little bit. 13% as a consolation, trying to stay in their face, disrespecting this Rob, and they stay alive still.
Oh, the laser call out on the side of the... Oh, if that top hit, that would have been insane. That would have been such an insane, a legendary snipe. The side B coming out now. And this Rob, like, I won't lie, SMG, yes, they lost that first stock, but I'm watching some of these setups. They are in the midst of putting up an absolutely epic performance and putting up just a highlight reel here. Like, petition to make this one a best of 5, because I could watch these two players play all day.
I think it has to. I mean, there's no way it can't be, right? I mean, obviously, I think that, like, realistically, it would just be a 3-0 because this has been crazy. This Rob gonna be taken down again by the looks of it. Oh, never mind. They got back up. They're on top, but I think they're just gonna get... Oh my god, a little bit of a misplay there from the side of X Factor. So definitely not the greatest situation for them there, but they keep going in.
Homing attack to back air. That was insane. What a follow-up you could see at that point. Just the presence of mind to know that that was not only going to connect, but lead into a stock. Like, that's a great... Oh, the top. You see the setups now from this Rob. They're knowing they're trying to land, get something into this back air here, but now just eating up this... Oh, the down air, trying to go for a spike, but there's a statement. X Factor, living up to the name, finds the F smash and wins with a 2 stock, and then gets another 4 points here for Lynden, which ends the match here for Central Kitsap 8-7 from Lynden. Still the CK win here.
Honestly, you can't even you can't disrespect SMG. Like, they played a good game of Smash Bros. Like, the fact that they did not care about the pressure that was being put on them, and they just kept dominating anyway. Like, and they took a decent amount of stocks. They made it close. Like, it was good. And honestly, you just kind of have to respect them for the fact they're playing that once. Like, they know they're going to be having the hardest matchup, and yet they still do it. Like, that's exactly what I want. You know, it's cool. It's fun. It's good. So it won't matter. Central Kitsap will be taking the win. Although it was a very close game. 7-8 was our final score. And I gotta say, I'm still a little bit biased, you know. I think that Lynden, they're my favorites here. They're my favorites. I think that the fact that they only have one captain, it's still, I have nightmares. I'm going to tell you I have nightmares because I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy in a team who had 2 captains. I wasn't one of them.
I feel you.
And it was tragic. It was tragic. I don't know how they do it over there, but I swear to God, if they have anything like what I have, I genuinely feel for the players on that team. I genuinely do. Anyways, just a little bit of an announcement because I just got this. Everyone, next to LAN 5-18, mark your calendars that weekend. Big games from everyone. Well, Enfest probably hosting it. I'd assume is hosting it, but WSSEA finals. Make sure to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And also, when we talk about WSSEA, you got to talk about our last sponsor down right below me, Seattle Built PCs. Going to give a quick thank you to them for their continued support of WSSEA. This is Seattle Built PCs, the custom PC builders trusted by the pros since 2020. They've been crafting incredible rigs for world-famous esports players, content creators with millions of fans, and even the developers of your favorite games. Seattle Built wants to work with you to create the perfect PC for your needs. So whenever you're ready, if you're looking for a custom PC built by people who care, check out Seattle Built PCs at seattlebuilt.com. But Cherry J, you alluded to it. The next time we're live is basically the finals for WSSEA. May 18. Mark it down in your calendar. Should be an absolutely amazing time here where we get to see the finals for all games so far, Valorant, Rocket League, and Smash for Washington State Scholastic Esports. Amazing time. Definitely got to catch that. But that's going to wrap it up here for us from WSSEA tonight. My name's Spicy, once again joined by the great Cherry J. We'll see you guys around next time.